German media is covering up the genocide in Gaza. On Thursday, the 29th of February, a massacre happened in northern Gaza where a lot of starving people rushed into humanitarian aid convoys to get flour. Regardless of what really happened, Israel has preventing all humanitarian aid to reach northern Gaza for at least a month, causing people to starve and dehydrate to death. So they are responsible for this suffering. Before any major reports came out, we already had eyewitness testimonies and footage from the scene. Also, Gaza's hospitals received 112 killed people and 760 injured, many of whom had fatal bullet wounds. Al Jazeera was also reporting 100 meters away, and in that footage you can clearly hear gunshots from the area where the convoys were. So we already had 3 major facts to report on. While I'm all for waiting for the facts to clear up, German media reported on the event in a very peculiar way. Some international media reported on the event objectively by stating the established facts without declaring a perpetrator. On the other hand, German media reported on the event as an incident, while others reported on it as drama. But almost all of the German reports kept the reporting vague and open for reinterpretation. A blank check for Hasbara to rewrite their narrative. Hasbara is Israel's public relations department, and the word translates as to explain. Hasbara works by releasing contradictory and competing narratives at the same time, all of which would shift based on the public's and international community's reaction. As a user experience designer, I can recognize the real-time A/B testing and iterative redesign of the narrative. This is not just a claim. I will show you how Israel changed and iterated the narrative in the following hours and days since the massacre, which they were able to do as most media didn't report on the facts. Let's take Elon Levy, for example. He's an Israeli spokesperson and he's frequently interviewed and quoted on Western media. After a few hours of the massacre, he tweeted that the Israeli army only shot at people that posed a threat to them. Except Hasbara daddies did not approve that narrative, so he quickly deleted that statement. Later, the IDF released an official statement saying that people died only because of stampedes and trampling trying to get the humanitarian aid. They also released aerial video footage claiming it shows the stampedes. So Levy updated his narrative based on the IDF statement. But I guess Itamar Ben-Gvir, Israel's defense minister, had his phone on silent as he came out thanking the soldiers for their heroism and shooting the savages. Later in the day, Levy updated his narrative saying actually most people were killed by the truck drivers as they ran over them. In capital letters, Gazan truck drivers, because Palestinians are always found dead, but if they're killed, it's other Palestinians who did it. Hold on though, because Levy later said that actually Hamas hijacked the trucks, killed everyone, and UNRWA covered it up. At the same time, the IDF released a new statement saying actually they might have only killed maybe 10 people max. The rest of the shots were either warning shots in the air or in the legs. But I guess people in Gaza wear shoes as hats because the Israeli army really confuses heads with legs. But hold on again, because on Sunday morning the IDF released another statement saying that actually after investigating themselves they found that they never struck the aid convoys or the people, but rather all of them died because of the stampedes and tramplings. And this is my issue. When the media doesn't report on the facts, Israel gets the opportunity to change their narrative in real time to get the least amount of scrutiny. They get to lie repeatedly until one of the lies sticks. And if nothing sticks, at least they produced enough noise to confuse everyone until the next massacre happens. Rinse and repeat. This is why I say the media is complicit. They allow the narrative manipulation to happen. We can't let the story end that way. Let's do a quick debunking of Israel's shifting narrative on the Flour Massacre. First, BBC Verify examined the video the IDF released and they found that there is no evidence of stampedes happening. The video was edited into 4 sections that excludes gunshots. In fact, in their own video you can see people suddenly appearing motionless away from the trucks, meaning they were killed from gunshots and not from trampling, which is consistent with the footage from Al Jazeera and eyewitness testimonies. Also, over the weekend, a UN and WHO mission went to northern Gaza and found and verified that out of all the people injured or killed during the Flour Massacre, 80% had gunshot wounds, which corroborates the Palestinian doctor's testimony ironies from day one. Over 4 days, one side's story remained consistent and corroborated with facts, while the others kept shifting in contradiction to the facts. So you tell me which one German media should have reported on. Also, the side that would never strike an aid truck just bombed another aid truck on Sunday. But it's not all doom and gloom in the Twilight Zone. I noticed this factual reporting by Zeit Online, where they mentioned the casualty numbers with the added commentary that Israel's self-defense has long turned into a war of annihilation. But of course, they were called liars and accused of anti-Semitism as they made Netanyahu seem as bad as Mustache Man. Wait a second, is that Volker Beck again? Oh, Becky Beck, my man, listen up. For someone living in a glass house, you really shouldn't be throwing rocks. Anyways, German media, do better. Free Palestine, ceasefire now.
Germany is really embarrassing itself right now.